Has anyone come up with this pun yet? Am I the originator?
Used to use to DC or not to DC.
I'll take that out. So, DB pension transfer was a team. How do we get on this week? We took on another impossible leap. So, I'd like to start with a little reminder of where we are and what we're actually trying to do. Some of you might remember Peter's awesome presentation around our progression towards building this application, and he kind of used this metaphor of peaks and mountains, and there was a POC peak which we managed to accomplish in incredible time since we're an awesome team, and we also got this MVP peak, which is, I tried to find Peter's original slides, but I couldn't, so I just stole something off Google. But this is where we are, and this is where we wanted to be at the end of the sprint. So we're just trying to climb a little bit further along that hurdle to getting that MVP live for Saturn, right? And how do we get there? So last sprint, we managed to complete the first part of what that task is, which is to actually capture the information that we use to make the decision on DB transfers. So that's adding that summary section, which I showed you guys last time, and the DB pension analysis section, which also helps us capture sort of more data to actually make that transfer decision. And I'll quickly review what that looks like now for the million of new people that have joined our company. So this sprint was all about the sort of next hurdle along that, which is actually generating the logic to calculate that advice, right? So this is a lot of back-end work, but we can still sort of illustrate the work. Since it has outcomes, we get a solution summary which will capture some of the outcomes from that transfer decision. So we've got about 16 factors that contribute to making that decision, and we're about halfway through now, so we've got 7 or 8 at this sprint, and we're presenting what those factors are in the solution summary once you get a solution that is generated for your advice. So, showtime. I'll quickly. So as I said last time, we've added this DB pension section, which helps the user capture the right information. If we go into details, we'll populate a few more fields, which we've added since this sprint. We go back to the fact find. Hopefully, I've got all of my details there, and I don't. So that's right. Don't worry. I've got it.
And the gross annual income has to be 1 or more.
Magic. Okay, so what I've done there is just enter a few details corresponding to my DB pension, and I've clicked generate solution, so I should get advice now as to whether I should transfer or not, based on about 6 or 7 of the factors I've put in. Things like your investment experience, your attitude to risk, and all the things that clever people than me have told me are important when you want to transfer your DB pension. So, very dramatic. Okay. Solution summary. So I've got my solution summary there, which should hopefully tell me a few things about my DB pension transfer decision. So there you go. You've got your summary there, your recommended solution. So apparently I should transfer since all of these factors tell me that these are significant contributions to making that decision. So how do we do? We, the DB team, like to do things unconventionally. So there are reasons behind all these things. So I think actually what I'd like to do is show you a slightly different chart to that. It's representing the same information. So I'm going to show the work completed versus the scope. And as you can see, we actually did complete our sprint. So what happened was we had one of the factors, the attitude to risk, realized it was actually quite a big piece of work and we wouldn't be able to complete at the sprint. So there was a bit of hold up in the middle while we're trying to figure out, well, what other work can we bring in? So what we did is we increased the scope of our sprints, we analyzed a few more items that we could bring in, we delivered those items, ended up actually over-delivering very slightly by what we originally estimated. So you see the slight increase from the green line, which is the work that we actually completed. So these things are going to happen is just encapsulating that process of prioritizing what work at what time is best. There was a bit of hold up at the end as well while we were trying to figure out how to sort of decrease the bottleneck of the internal oversight, which we still have a little bit of work to get in there, and just making sure we're drip feeding the work in the most optimal way for our QA and every sort of member of that process. And there were a few extra bits. So Acme, our new tenants. So we built the system in an awesome way, which means we've been able to set up a new tenant for the specific case of Finovate, which I think Pete will talk about in a bit. In incredibly great time. I think it was about a day or two, is that right? Where's Jonet, the man? A day, there we go. See, we are awesome. Testing. So we've had a few new joins to the team, Mohammed being one of them, has done a lot of great work into increasing our API testing capabilities. A few of the engineers have picked up pack testing, a few of the things that are really going to help us out in delivering the quality that we're used to delivering here. And just getting our environments up and running. So green, blue, and red are the names for our different environments. We're doing a lot more work now to make sure that these are consistent and that we're releasing all of our changes in each environment, making sure we're just being as awesome as we should be. And that's pretty much it. Yeah.
All right.